Welcome back to Family's Legacy. Today I'll be sharing 5 steps you can take to begin your family history research today. If you found this video, it's probably because you're interested in getting involved in the research of your family history, but you're not sure where to start. It can seem like a daunting task, but I'm here to break it down for you in manageable chunks. So, before you begin scouring online databases, visiting libraries, family history centers, and other repositories, it's best to begin with what you know and the resources you already have. What you have and the information they provide just might surprise you with a little digging. You'll want to make sure these precious items are collected and protected before you start looking to outside resources. Number 1, interviewing your family members. This, in my view and experience, is the most crucial step. Your family members provide the key to invaluable stories that will be lost if they're not recorded and preserved. Don't make the mistake of taking the time you have for granted. Too often this step is put off for one reason or another until it's too late. Interview your family members as soon as possible. Not only do we not know how much time any of us has, but memories can fade over time as well. Capture and preserve that information while you still can. Family members are an indispensable resource that you can't get anywhere else, so be sure to interview parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, even close family friends can provide insightful details that will prove useful to your family history research. Make it a point to ask your family members what other useful family history treasures they have that they might be willing to share. Which brings us to the next step, documentation. You might already have some of the official documents necessary for research, such as birth, marriage, and death certificates, naturalization records, identification cards, old driver's licenses. You might even be one of the lucky ones to have a family Bible or family histories that detail a great deal of information. Even if you don't personally have this type of documentation in your possession, it couldn't hurt to ask around and see what other family members have. Thanks to technology today, it's much easier to share these items, whether it's scanning the document or taking a photo with a phone. These can be sent by email, text, or uploaded to a site of your choice with ease, which you can then add to your collection. This includes items for the next step, which are photographs, scrapbooks, and newspaper clippings. So again, these can be from your personal collection or shared items from other family members. It's also a great idea to have these available when you're interviewing your relatives so you can ask about the details, including who, what, when, where, and why. Number 4, journals, letters, and postcards. Precious details lie within these written words, from a diary of day-to-day activities, life events, and trips, each usually with dates and places that can help you add color to the lives of your ancestors and fill in the gaps that records cannot. Possessions. Your ancestors' possessions can tell stories too. This can include medals, trophies, jewelry, or antiques, for example. Be sure to take photos of these objects and items as you go, noting anything you or your family members might know about its origins. This way you can create a catalog of what you have. You might get to the point where you have photographs or documentation for people who you have no idea how to connect to your family, but don't let that discourage you. Take the time to ask relatives if they know who the ancestor in question is. You might even create a space where interested family members can participate, such as a Facebook group or an email exchange or a group chat, and they might be able to provide some insight. Whether or not you're able to identify the ancestor, these items can still be valuable to your research in the future, so keep them around. If you have a lot of family memorabilia, documents, photographs, and the like, just these 5 steps alone may seem like an overwhelming task to take on. Approach each step in manageable chunks with reasonable goals and timeframes in mind, and take breaks when you need to. If you find that you're starting to feel overwhelmed, don't be afraid to ask for help. You might find there's someone who is eager to help you sort through what you have and may even be searching for some of the valuable information and items in your possession. As you're going through each of these steps, it would be wise to start taking notes based on what you find and building your family tree, beginning with yourself. Doing this as you go through your items will prevent you from having to backtrack for information later and keep you organized so all the work you've done thus far will be easily accessible for future reference. If you're wondering where or how to start building your family tree and the best ways to keep it all organized, you can subscribe to my channel and be notified for upcoming videos where I'll be discussing tips and tricks on how to do just that. See you then!